All right, everybody. Now that we have looked at the sculptures of Rachel Beach and seen how she creates symmetry in those, we're going to be creating some sculptures of our own. However, instead of making them out of clay or wood or metal, we're going to be using the iPads and an app called Morphi. Right? So when you get your iPad, you and your partner are going to go ahead and click on the icon to open up the app. Give it a second to load. And you have your home screen that pops up. So there are some different projects that have already been done, some sample projects that the makers of the app have put together. But what you want to do is hit the plus sign and then tap on that. So last week when we did our Revoke inspired pixelated designs, we worked on graph paper, and you can see there's actually graph paper here. This helps kind of plot out your designs and get a sense of the space. But what we're going to be doing first is going over here and using this drawing tool. So if I click on that, now I have a clean white piece of paper. Now, since we are going to be using symmetry, what we're going to do is we're going to mirror the x-axis. We're going to mirror the y-axis. And then in order to help you see it, we can turn those axes on. So you can actually see it. So down here at the bottom, you have a slider. This controls how big your lines are going to be. So if I leave it right there, you can see it's a pretty big line. Now, if you want to clear something, clear the whole page, you hit clear all, and that goes away. If I want to control, so you can see how that one's a little skinnier, I can go even skinnier, or I can go even skinnier, right? So you're going to notice that it creates symmetry, right? From right to left, possibly from top to bottom. If you just want to get rid of a small section, you can click on the eraser tool, and that can give you an erasure that's very skinny. It can also give you an erasure that is thicker, like that. But again, if you want to clear all, you clear all. Right? So I can go back to that pencil line, and then you and your partner are going to experiment with creating a few designs using symmetry. And I would experiment also using thick lines, medium lines, and skinny lines as well. But what you do, how you and your partner approach it, is up to you. Right? But once you get something that you like, we don't have to worry about colors. It's just going to be black and white right now. What we're going to do is we're going to go up here to this 3D button, and I'm going to click on that, and it takes us back to that graph paper. And if I use two fingers, I can kind of zoom in and zoom out like that. I can also use one finger to tilt it in different directions. All right? So you can see how I'm adjusting it like that. Okay? Now, once you do that, you can also change the colors. And I can go over here. Let's say if this pops up and I want to change the color now, I can change it to whatever color I want that's available here. Right? So you can see that we have a light. Looks like the light is shining down from the top. We see shadows along the edges. Right? Once we have that, you can also experiment with the X and the Y and the Z. So I can expand it on the X-axis. Right? I can expand it or reduce it on the Y-axis. I can also do so on the Z-axis. Once you get something that you like, we're going to go up here to this AR button, and I can click on that. And what happens is now we're looking at a photograph of whatever is in front of you. And we're going to experiment with different places in the classroom that you could put it, different places around. You can put it in somebody's hand, whatever you want to do. But once you find a place that you like, all right, you want to make it look like it's actually sitting on the surface. So you're trying to match the angles. It can overlap something. That's totally cool. So if I have something like this, you can see where it looks like it's overlapping. It's in front of the tape dispenser. What I'm going to do is just tilt it a little bit more, and I can get rid of these. All right. So that way I'm just looking at the sculpture and it looks like a photograph. What you're going to do then is you're going to press down the home button and the top button to take a photograph of your sculpture. Oh, didn't work. Let me try that again. So when you see that flash on the screen, you know you've got it. So then what I can do, all right, so it's in there. I'm going to save my sculpture. So I save it. So now it's in there. It's in the app. But what I also have, and this is important, in my camera roll now, I have the sculpture on the table. What I can do then is, since that's a screenshot, if I hit that and I want to crop it, I can go down here to that crop tool. If I want to make it a smaller photograph and get rid of some of the extra negative space in the background, I can do that and then save it. And then this way I can print some out for Celebration of Art, and I can email your teachers your digital files so you can look at your sculptures back in class. So that's about it. So the only thing you and your partner need to do, that you're required to do, is make sure you have symmetry in your design, make sure you work well as a team, and make sure the sculpture fits the angles of whatever you're including in the photograph so it looks as real as possible. So that's about it. We have plenty of time to experiment. Good luck.